National Disaster Medical System's first expeditionary um, trip to an out-of-domestic theater disaster. So you remember Haiti 2010 was like a category 7.2, 7.3 earthquake. This is the story of my team's response to it. Okay. So first I'm going to give you some objectives just to give some framework to this. So we're going to describe an example of an emergency response in a third world nation, which is way different from responses that we do because we have like resources right outside of the disaster area. There's no resources. Okay, it's only what you bring. We'll kind of touch on the alternative standards of care in austere environments, meaning that not everybody gets 100%. It's, you know, you got to spread out goods and do the most, the best for the most people. And then I'm going to show you some of the operational aspects of the mission, and then if we have time, we'll go through some of the clinical cases that presented. First, I want to show you this slide as an introduction. Let's see. I want to show you this video that will kind of ramp up and tell you, you know, the efforts that the federal government put into this. It's pretty well produced.
Those speakers in the computer are very loud. I don't think the volume's up all the way on the computer.
I have directed my administration to respond with a swift, coordinated, and aggressive effort to save lives. It's been less than 24 hours since the earthquake devastated Haiti. We have
Look on the player.
The actual player.
You see the little blue button?
Look at the pop-up bar. Music is going to be loud,
Much better.
You might recognize some faces here if you've been here like 10 years. When you get
Pay attention.
Vision Airlines is the airline that's contracted by the DOD and DHHS transport personnel.
Looks like a regular plane. I was about to say, y'all get first class?
Karen Ketchum.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
Nobody here knows her but me and maybe Delilah.
I know her.
You know Karen?
Came to Tampa for a conference.
I don't know how I can tell, but it's a work here.
Did you say that?
This is the briefing that we
He's
got.
working on from this at
Imagine going there.
That's my tent city. This is the setup area for the trauma center.
That's that new one. What was it, like an earthquake or a hurricane or
It
something?
was a hurricane, earthquake. Yeah. A 7.2.
Squeeze off the bed.
Surgery, pre-op, post-op, setting bones, operations, whatever happens to be in the door.
Old fashioned, no drill. Anesthesia was mostly propofol and ketamine.
A lot of head injuries.
You may think this is pretty busy, but this is actually a lull in the day for us. This morning we saw several.
This is in my place.
What they call
She a trauma doctor, ain't she?
Huh?
Trauma doctor, right?
The one that we saw in the middle there, he's a pediatric ER doctor from UConn.
That's not the
University of
lady, I
Connecticut.
remember her.
Collapse on her, so she had a big fracture down by her ankle, and on that ankle, the whole skin popped open, and you can see the bone. She had to cut away all the dead skin, repack it, and then turn around and start dressing it and make sure that it'll take and regulate back in.
That's that baby. He was born during the earthquake. His mother died, and it was the first baby for the family and the father. We basically taught him how to take care of it.
How long were y'all there?
We were there for 12 days. In that time, we saw a little less than 3,500 people. But it's something we can do. The same.
Not a big deal.
Yeah. Everything was basic. Cardboard messages, stuff like that. This guy's an interesting guy. He's the head of the tarmac, and he directed all traffic. He used to carry a big stogie in his mouth and bark people out of the way. Get out of the way before you get run over.
Just went down the road. Hey.
This is the bar.
The bar?
At the country club where we set up. It's the only place that had 24/7 power, refrigeration, and enough shelf space for meds. Okay. So given that,
It's crazy.
so given that, Hessionville is where my team was stationed. It's a small suburb at the base of the southern mountains. If you look at Haiti, Haiti is the western one-third of the island of Hispaniola, and it's probably listed as one of the 5 poorest countries in the world. Okay. If you see where it is, you see this it's almost like a crotch, or the mouth of some kind of dragon. The Montaigne area up here was where the government thought that it would be able to move a huge, multi-million population up and out of the devastation. But if you see the terrain here, it's pretty bad, so there's no way that they could support that. So people had to stay in shelter where they were. We started the trip in the late afternoon. We drove up to Atlanta. We were able to shower and shave and do our ADLs before we had a 4-hour briefing. The briefing was to update our vaccines, make sure our paperwork was all okay, sign the affidavit. The government's not responsible if we die on the scene and stuff like that. And then to do the fitness. When we landed at the airport, we had to get out of the way really quickly. 'Cause, remember when it happened, there was chaos. Then the U.S. Military came in and put order to it. But in order to make things flow, we had a 1-hour window to come in, disembark, get all our luggage out, get everything, and then get off at the tarmac before the next one. If you see, there's already a helicopter. They used to space the planes in between the helicopters in order to give them enough time. We each carried about 60 pounds worth of personal gear and medical